Hey guys, how are you? My name is Anna and welcome to today's video. So I really wanted to show you my makeup routine and do a Q&A, so I figured why not combine it. I'll be showing you how I do my makeup, and also on my Instagram I put a little box for you to put in your questions and I'll be answering those questions. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, go ahead and follow me. It's Anna_CHKA, and let's just jump right into it. As soon as I wash my face in the morning, I always put on a moisturizer with SPF. The CeraVe one is my favorite, and I put that in the morning, and then when I go ahead and do my makeup, I start off with a primer. I've been using this Rare Beauty one, and it's pretty good. It's not like the best primer I've ever used, but it's pretty good. And I am totally a person who uses my hands for everything, so if you don't like that, I apologize. Okay, so while I'm putting that on, I'll go ahead and start answering questions. Someone asked, how did you and Max meet? So it's like a long but short story, I guess, but I go ahead with this BB cream from Maybelline. We've been going to the same church for literally like 15 years. I had no idea who he was until we were 20 or 19, even though we've been going to that same church since we were like 4 years old. And I also realized that we went to the same elementary school. I think we were either in the same first grade or neighboring classes. Like, all my friends know him, all my cousins have known him since first grade when we all went to school together, but for some reason I didn't. Basically, long story short, we've been going to the same church since we were like 5, 6 years old, and I had no idea who he was until one day the Lord just opened my eyes and we met when I was 20 in church. And then someone asked what my favorite date with Max is. So I don't know if it's a specific date, but I love it when he plans the dates and when he plans like getaways. So the first time was the first birthday we celebrated. He planned a whole trip in Martha's Vineyard, and then when he takes me to New York City for the weekend, he plans the whole thing, like where we're gonna park, where we're gonna go, which cafe, which everything. So I like those dates where he really puts thought and plans like into it. And out of all of them, I'd say Martha's Vineyard is my favorite because that was the first time we celebrated my birthday together, and that's like, he really put a lot of effort into that date. Honestly, it's kind of hard to do my makeup and talk like this at the same time. When I'm not doing my makeup, this takes me 5 minutes tops. But then I'm gonna go in with a concealer, which doesn't really match my face color right now, but it's fine, I'm still gonna use it. Again, it's a Rare Beauty one. So there's more questions about Max, and it's, what's it like to be married? I graduated high school with Max and haven't seen him since. He was so quiet and shy. Just curious how marriage is going and what it's like. So let me tell you, Max is not quiet or shy. So I don't know who he was in high school, but that's not who he is now. He is outgoing and crazy and like lives off of adrenaline and talks to everyone and has more friends than like the president. I don't know, like, he's insane. But being married to him, I always say he keeps me young, but he also ages me every single day because, as I said, he loves adrenaline, so he loves cliff jumping and motorcycles and dirt bikes and all this stuff, which I like too, but I'm still more on the safer side. So being married is awesome. Max is also like a very loving and caring person and like cares about me and my needs. So like, marriage is everything I could have ever wanted. Obviously it comes with its troubles and problems, but that's everything in life, so you just have to work through it. But being married to Max is awesome. Honestly, got very lucky. I'm very blessed to have him as my husband. I can't imagine living and being with anyone else. And then this is also kind of about Max, so I guess I'll just tie this question in there. And it says, what do you do other than what you do at church to bring each other closer to God? Like, couples sometimes do volunteering work, Bible studies, morning devotions. And honestly, this is gonna be kind of embarrassing because we don't do much. Like, we go to church on Sundays, we go to youth, we go to small groups, we fellowship, we do stuff. Oh, actually, we did Sunday school together. How could I forget? All last year we did Sunday school together. We were Sunday school teachers together for a class for 13-year-olds. So we do that, but that ended a few weeks ago. So we need to be better about it, we really do. like it's really hard because I'm in school full time. Max wakes up at 5 a.m. for work and only comes home at like 5-6 p.m. so we're like almost never see each other. But my goal is going to be to read the Bible together every night, or at least every other night or something, to kind of like help us get started. But we did do church camps together as counselors, Sunday school, like we work a lot with kids. So I think that's where our ministry lays a lot, is with children. So now where I put the concealer, I'm just gonna go in with this powder. It's just like a drugstore one, but it's amazing. And I also use my beauty blender to do that. And I just literally leave it there and I don't like disperse it until after I do my like bronzing and contouring. So another question is, any advice or important things about how you planned your wedding? Oh gosh, I can make like 50 whole videos on wedding planning. So if you want to see that, let me know and I'll make them. But it's like it wasn't like as stressful as I thought it would be, but there were definitely times when I'm like, can we just elope? My advice is, the day is all about you. It's about your husband. It's your day. Do what you want, but also I would say just find a good balance between making yourself and your fiance as happy, the happiest people as you can be, and also with making parents and loved ones also happy. I can make a whole video about this. Like, I'm so passionate. I stopped doing my makeup. But basically, I would say most important thing, you get engaged, you guys enjoy that time of being engaged. Don't rush into having a wedding. Enjoy that time of being engaged. You're going to be married for the rest of your life. Enjoy that time of being engaged. And also sit down with your fiance, write down absolute must-haves and things you could also not care about, like not having at the wedding. If you don't care about spending too much money in food, awesome. Use that money for something else, like spend more money in your dress. So anyways, I don't know, I just had a whole bunch of stuff. But if you want to know more about wedding stuff, definitely comment and I'll make a whole wedding video for you. Okay, so then I go in with this contour kit from the Anastasia Beverly Hills, which I've had for literally, I'm not kidding, like 8 years, and I should probably throw it away, but I refuse. And I go in with a blend of these 3 colors and I contour like cheekbones up top and underneath my chin and the nose. And while I'm doing that, I'm gonna keep answering questions. My brother asked, who's your favorite brother? And it's Leo. Leo's my favorite brother. And then I have a few questions about PA school. So like, how do you balance everything else in your life with PA school, marriage, God, social life? And also there's a question that says, what do you love and hate about PA school so far? So for those who don't know, I'm in PA school and right now it's obviously all on Zoom, but also I drive to campus a few times a week, so it's both. So I'm a perfectionist. If I don't have all A's, I cry. I remember when I got my first 86 and I literally cried the entire day. But so the first semester, I needed A's. I needed all A's and I got all A's, but my mental health was not there. I was suffering. I had no social life. I missed my friends. It was like the worst ever. Oliver died in that same semester, so it was just a sucky, crappy semester. This semester, I told myself, I'm taking my mental health into consideration. I'm taking my social life into consideration. And I just made a plan. Monday through Friday, I study in the morning. I study until Max gets home. And Max gets home around 6. I'll study for like another hour, and from 7 to 10, 11, it's mine and Max's time. We're eating dinner. We're going out to friends somewhere. That's it. Like, I'm only doing it as if it's a full-time job from like 8 to 5. But it's also not realistic because I have classes from 8:30 until 4:30. So when am I gonna study, you know? So I study in between classes. Like sometimes we'll have an hour in between class, I'll study. But there's also weeks like this last week I had 3 exams in a row. I studied 24/7, I didn't sleep, I didn't go out anywhere. So it's some weeks you have no exams, I hang out a lot. Weeks with exams, I'm not hanging out. And you have to prioritize. You have to, school obviously is like kind of number 1 right now, but also my marriage and God is always my number 1. So where I see areas that are lacking, that's what I will focus more on. But I also have like 25 different planners and schedules to help keep me on track. I feel like I can make another video about this too. Basically, again, just prioritize what's important to you, what you don't want to lose in PA school. I think a lot of people just lose themselves in it, which is amazing. They'll be amazing providers, they'll know a lot, but I'm also going to be an amazing provider because I care about school, I care about my patients, I care, you know, I care to know stuff. And it's not just about like sitting there studying all day, it's also I understand the information, I know the information, I remember the information. And if that takes me a little bit less time, great, you know. But in regards to what I love and hate, I'm in an accelerated program. So we have like exams literally every single week and we have to learn things fast. If you have the time and you don't mind, I would not do an accelerated program just so things would slow down a little bit and you have more time to learn. I think that's what I would have done. But also an accelerated program is nice because you're done faster. And I love learning. I love learning about like the body, things that go on. Like, I don't know, I just like learning about like different diseases. And now like I learn about like COPD and I learn about all this stuff. And I'm like, my grandma had that. That's why she breathed like this. That's why she did this, you know, and like it like clicks in my head and it's just so fun and fascinating, and it's like a giant puzzle in my head that gets put together. So I don't know, I just really enjoy it. But I hate the fact that it takes up 24/7 of my time, which, you know, everybody knows when they're going to PA school, it's gonna be literally your life. It's gonna be 24/7, but you just have to find a way to work around it. Also about PA school, there's a question that says, once you become a PA, do you want to specialize or just stay general? And I always thought that I wanted to work with children because I love kids. Again, like I mentioned, like I did Sunday school, I've been a counselor at camps, like I love children, but I just don't know if I could work with children that are sick. I volunteered in the ICU at Boston Children's, and I also worked in the neurology center, and it was really hard to see children suffering. It was very hard. I would come home and cry all the time. But I also worked as a CNA in like a nursing rehab center, and that was even worse for me, of how some people got treated because they were old. I think I'll figure it out once I'm actually doing clinical rotations and I get to see each field. But I love the idea of surgery. I've never performed it, so I don't know if I'll actually like it, but I like the thought of being in surgery and doing surgery. So maybe I'll do something like that. I don't think I want to do like, I don't want to do like too much of an office job where it's like the same thing every day. Like I kind of want excitement. So I think the ER will be a good place for me because I do really well under pressure. I love the adrenaline rush, and it'll be like cool things to see, but also very rewarding when you help patients coming in. Another question about marriage. So what's marriage like for you? It's amazing. I love being married. Max is great. It's awesome. It's like having your best friend with you at all times. Like Max is literally my best friend, and we live together and we do everything together, and it's just like I'm never lonely with him. And then these last two questions are kind of more on like the serious side, so I'll end off with those. But before I do that, I'm just gonna show you guys what I'm doing with my face. So I use the Too Faced Shadow Primer, and I also use this Naked Urban Decay Basics palette. And these two popped off. But basically, I put these two colors on the whole lid, and sometimes I'll put the darker colors in my creases, but that's like if I'm really going all out. And then these next two questions are, can you tell what age you received Jesus and how it happened, and what's your testimony? So I have been going to church all my life. I was born and raised in a Christian family. I feel like for children who are born into a Christian family, it's really hard to think of a time like when they gave their life to Jesus, because it's like you spent your whole life with Jesus. I'm not sure if anyone will know what I mean, but I mean, like, my life definitely had its upside downs with church and with, you know, my relationship with God. When I was like away from church and not really going, I always still believed in God. I knew God was real. I knew he was there. I knew I believed in him. I knew I loved him, but I just didn't do anything about it. Like, I didn't go to church. I didn't pray. Like, you know, like, I still had a bunch of friends from church. Those are the people who I hung out with, but, you know, like I said, I didn't like do anything about it. And then I think having Max definitely helped me. When I started dating him, I started just attending church more. And guys, the difference in my life between like not going to not just like the church, but like the difference between not having a relationship with Jesus and then having a relationship with Jesus, it's like two different like lives. So I'm like a whole completely different person. My life is completely different. My relationship with my parents is completely different. Life is just great. So I would say like my whole life, yes, I have been going to church and I loved God and I knew he was real, but I did nothing about it. I did when I was like 13, 14. And then I would say probably like age 20, I realized that I want to be with Jesus for the rest of my life. This is the way that I want my life to be. I don't want anything else. And I think age 20 is when I really was like sat down with myself and was like, I need to get my life together, and the only way I can do that is with a relationship with God. Oh, now I'm going in with this eyeliner from Rare Beauty. So I'm just doing like a little wing in the corner and like a thin line. Then I'm gonna go in with this mascara. Oliver, I've had this mascara since Oliver, and every day he reminds me that he is still with me because of these bite marks. So I think that was all of the questions. Okay, and then for my eyebrows, I do so for my eyebrows, I use this Rare Beauty eyebrow pencil. Cheeks! I use both the pencil and then the gel. And then I use this NYX brow glue. There was one more question, but it wasn't really a question, I just said puppies. So, as you can hear, we have a puppy. So we have Chico! Come here. Come here. Okay. Are you gonna be quiet? Are you gonna be quiet? So we have Leo, who is like our family dog. I had him like throughout growing up. We had Oliver, who passed away 2 months ago, which I still cry every day. But now we have Chico, and he is Oliver's little brother, and he was being fostered. So we're his 4th home. He was being fostered. His original owner had to go back into the military and couldn't take him, so they gave him back up, and we decided that Oliver would love it if we gave his little brother a loving and caring home. So that's how we got Chico. Okay, so this is the finished look. Sometimes I'll go ahead and add like lipstick or highlighter if I'm really feeling it. And when I'm not sitting here blabbing my mouth away, this look only takes me like 5 minutes. So it's really quick and fast. I don't really do much. It's Rare Beauty again, surprise. I don't really do much for makeup. I don't really care that much. I almost never really wear it, but I am trying to like do my makeup more often, just because I feel like I look a little bit more put together, and I should probably start looking a little bit more put together. And obviously I'm not a pro because my eyebrows I did way too dark, but you know what? It's fine. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you liked this sit down Q&A and a get ready with me, showing you my makeup routine. Definitely go follow me on Instagram so next time you can insert your own questions and I can answer them for you. Let me know if you like this type of video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys. Cheeks. It's time to say bye guys.